about that time. Assemble and talk. No cap. It's a civil war. You thinking you worthy. You feeling like door. Smash that like button like Hawk, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here once again, or I should say, I'm here once again, but I do have a guest behind the camera. She didn't want to be on cam today. I'll let y'all figure out who that is. But welcome back, everybody. If you're new to the channel, or if you're not, this is the best podcast in the multiverse. Smash that like button like Hope. Please subscribe. We're almost at 200 subscribers. It's taking us a little while to get there, but we'll get there. Please be a part of that. All right. You've seen the title. You know why you're here. That means you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Meaning this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it and you do not want nothing spoiled for you, just back out. I wouldn't even mind. It's a great movie. So this is going to get really spoilery. By the way, I have my girlfriend behind the camera.
Hey.
And your name is?
Tiny.
And that's who that is. And I'm Sluggy. Alright, let's get right into it. It's been out for about 2 weeks now, going on tomorrow. Right, what's today's date? Today's what?
This is 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning. It's like
Yeah, so it's technically exactly 2 weeks from today. Mm-hmm. It's a Thursday. It's May 18th, I see it right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, so much. Alright, who do you want to start with first? Or what part do you want to start with first? Since we're spoiling everything.
I think we should start off with Rocket, being his overall story. I felt like, for one, just wow, to see him from where it all really started, and then, you know, us watching 1 and 2 over, and then hearing them little jabs where he would throw in things about his past, but never, you know, ever go into detail. To see it so well detailed and everything about that moment when he was in the cage and he was building him and stuff. It was so heartbreaking, but so how you say informational, as far as, like, you know, it getting deep down to Rocket's.
Definitely was great intel for him.
Yeah.
And we already, like, seen him multiple times, more than 3 times, so we was used to him already and looked at him a certain way. But this adds, it just gives backdrop and depth to a character's story. Like, it makes you feel like he's real now. Like, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, oh damn, Rocket. Like, I know I said Groot in the spoiler-free teaser when we did out the theater. I said Groot was my stole the show for me. He did. But when I was just thinking back at the movie earlier, I was like, wow, I really like Rocket like a lot now. Like, he might be my favorite Guardian after this one.
Yeah. I would agree with you on that.
I think
I concur.
I concur. Doctor, do you concur? I realized too when I was rewatching Infinity War that when Tony told Doctor Strange that, he's clearly making a reference to Catch Me When You Can, right?
Yeah,
clearly. I mean, anybody says that sentence, they making that. Yeah, to me those scenes was the best scenes with him getting experimented on, and him like when he was like, hurts. Yo, that's OD. Like, that was like our first time hearing him speak. I think that small when he started, like, really, I don't know.
No,
but
that definitely was his first word. Yeah.
I was like, yo, that hit hard right there. Yeah. What do you? Let me like this for us.
Another
parental advisory. Sorry to put it in the camera, but it's gonna be on cam.
I definitely enjoyed seeing Rocket show emotional characteristics, as far as like he genuinely grew within the little time he was there, and him doing all them little obstacles that he wanted him to do. He built such a good bond with them.
No, yeah.
And it was beautiful to see, because you see how hard he is. He act like he don't give a fuck, you know, stuff like that. So it was great to see what made him go numb, and then also to see the love coming from him. Like,
right.
You know, I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
That moment, I told you, that's my favorite part, when he mentions all their names, and he goes, and me, Rocket. I love that part.
I wish we didn't see that scene like on the teaser. Remember
Yeah,
they released it as
OG.
a teaser. I wish we didn't see that scene. Personally, well, me, I wish I didn't see that scene.
I
I wish
agree.
I would have just went in and because that was like a good ass scene, and I seen this so close to the finish line. Usually, I stop watching like teasers or clips or anything. What I want to mention, all of those scenes with his flashbacks, they did those perfect. Like those,
Yeah.
it's literally an emotional roller coaster because it's just a flashback, and then you go back into the present day, and then yeah, the stakes are high, but it's not emotional. It's just stakes are high.
Right.
And then it takes you to one of those scenes, and it's like the worst scenes. It's like, oh, this is so horrible. Like this is sad, but great. What do I want to mention? Oh, so remember I was telling you, and for those of you who don't know, I didn't know. I'm here. The character who played Lila, who voiced Lila, right? That was Hawkeye's wife, the actress who plays Hawkeye's wife. And remember I said there was one more character, the one who played the pig.
Yeah,
from,
you did. Yeah.
From the High Evolutionaries, one of his little minions. That was voiced by Ant-Man's baby mother. Yeah, his ex.
No, that's cool that they
Cassie's
kept
mom.
that in.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. I seen people saying they wasn't like feeling the Ant-Man's wife one being voicing the pig. They said like it didn't match. Well, just the comments were saying that, but a lot of people really was digging Hawkeye's wife being Lila. Lila was a really cool character. It sucks that to know like damn she didn't make it past like what Rocket had to make it past, right? Like they almost did. Like it would have been great to see them.
And I found it so sad that moment too, also because, like I ain't gonna lie, did you assume that he was gonna shoot the friends, or you immediately assumed that he was gonna shoot Rocket?
I didn't think he was aiming for the friends purposely, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I see what's about to happen here. Like he's gonna shoot at Rocket and they're gonna get hit. That's what I thought.
I immediately assumed that he was shooting at their friends.
A word? Like,
yeah.
over, I got you. I think that was what he was actually
He
doing.
was the smartest
yeah.
out of all of them. He knew that.
Yeah, he was like, you want to play rough? All right. I know how I was going to hit you. Damn, that was messed up. They all was smoke too. Like, I'm like, damn, all of them? Like, that was crazy. What we didn't get to speak about last time on the teaser, fresh out the theater, spoiler-free review, Adam Warlock. And it's good because he comes in the beginning of the movie. Yes. He's the reason why everything's in turmoil, because he shoots Rocket in the chest.
Yes.
I thought that was a good way to start the movie off. You show how powerful he is, and then also you ready to put the movie in this, flusk or
Yes.
throughout the rest of the movie. It's like, oh, the stakes are high now. I did not like how Adam Warlock was portrayed, just on the fact that of how, I never knew about him growing up or anything. It was like when Infinity War was about to come out and I was diving into that. And they was like, yeah, he's going to be in it because he's the one that puts on the gauntlet, takes Thanos, and defeats him. So I'm like, oh, really? He like, yeah, he brings everybody back from the Soul Realm. Remember, we thought the Soul Realm was going to be in the MCU? And so I thought he was going to be way more serious. But it makes sense because he was just born, and James Gunn did say, like, nah, he's learning things as he's going. He's like a baby still, but he's just matured physically. So I get all that, but...
I definitely like that part. Like, at first, I felt like, how you say, he was being like too much for the role. But then it made sense when you mentioned that, like he was just made, not born. He was just made.
Yeah.
So he has no sensory, nothing of anything, and he's, like you said, literally learning as he goes. So I liked him, like, in the role that he played, as far as like the way he played it.
And it was an important line when his mother said, you took him out 2-3 years too early, right? Remember she told the High Evolutionary that when he first realized
Oh,
he was
yes,
listening
yes.
to it. And she was like, you
He's
took him
not
out
ready.
too early. Like, that's your fault. If anything, like, he's not how you want him to be. That was a crucial line for his character in that movie, because you could now understand why he's acting the way he's acting. But yeah, I thought he was, like, he was dope. He seemed powerful and stuff, like, but I just didn't like. It seemed like they shelved him, like they pushed him to the side. For the High Evolutionary's sake, to make that storyline better. And I feel like they only threw him in it because they promised it at the end of
Type shit.
part 2. So,
but I feel like he played a good role, and like as you know.
Yo, no, the actor did great. He did great for.
But I like the character's role too, though. Like,
I see what you mean.
Warlock, like
yeah, you didn't really have a problem with it.
Yeah,
No,
I felt like he
cool.
was a good plus too.
No,
you
yeah.
know,
It definitely gives the movie a little razzle dazzle because if you take him out of the movie, yeah, the movie's still great, but just to have that extra super being
I forget.
that we've never been introduced to, I think it gives that element like. Oh,
Yep.
So he comes down, comes to nowhere, he flies in, he basically invades, he shoots Rocket in the chest, he shoots 2 people in the chest, right? At that moment. He might have shot Gamora. Well, not Gamora, sorry, Nebula.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? He shot 2 people at that moment.
Because she couldn't get right back
crucial.
up.
And I heard James Gunn said that's the reason why Peter don't have the helmet in space or period for the rest of the movie. His famous helmet, because things hit the fan. He didn't have time to grab his stuff. Makes sense. Little stuff like that. It's little details.
Definitely.
Like great writing, James. So yeah, then what was dope? That they had that technology, that first aid kit they had.
Yep.
That you could just lay it over somebody's chest. This little flapping, looking like a unflapping pad.
Yeah,
right.
There
Like,
you go.
like you know how like the iPad cases be looking and stuff like that. If you want to add the extra keyboards or whatever, it looks like something like that. And you just flap it out and you throw it over somebody, and it would heal them for sure. By the way, where was this in, like, Infinity War or where was this all the other times? Crazy. You pointed out something to me in the movie that you were like, oh look, when they was using that ray gun to just fix things, restore things.
Oh yes.
That was like one of the best technologies in the
Yes.
MCU. You can see both those things. Like they was just, it was like spray paint, but like not even. It was just a UV light type of thing, and they just, if this was broken off, they would do it and it would be back to perfect. Crazy. I thought that was a great thing to do, having him have the kill switch in him.
Yep.
Because I feel like he was made. We knew that the whole time. We just never knew about who, and whoever made him obviously was very advanced with their technology. Mm-hmm. So to put a kill switch in him, I don't know. It just made it smart to me. I thought it was really dope.
And it made it more intense. Because it was like everything was about the kill switch, more or less. Mm-hmm. Like all the fighting, everything leading up to it was about, because they wanted it out. It was what was affecting with him being fixed. The thing wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would actually.
It made it worse.
Yeah, it was like, yo, bro, it's making it worse. It's gonna kill him. Let's take it off. How many times did you think Rocket was gonna die in the movie? If you had to put like
5 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
5 times.
It's crazy. I was gonna say that.
Yep, like 5 times.
Where it was just every time I'm like, oh, he's gonna die, and then they would get close, and when he did die, right? Because he kicked the bucket for a few minutes. When he did die, that was a crazy scene. I was like, damn, I seen it. We knew he was gonna die, but we thought that, but damn, there's nobody there. It's Nebula and Quill,
and they're still fighting too.
Yeah,
wow.
It's like they're trying to protect
while he's dead already.
To me, that was just like sad on a different level, because that was like, damn, like that's his family, that's his team, and they're not there. They're not like, damn, that's messed up. It was like, damn, like he didn't have them there by his side when he passed, even though he wasn't conscious. But for Peter to go through that alone, and even Gamora was there with him the whole time everybody else was snapped.
I was gonna say also, I think I like to see Nebula fight for Rocket as hard. Like, because, they spent a lot of time while, everybody was snapped and stuff. They spent a lot of time together, and it was good to see that she grew immensely a great amount of love for him, and
I loved when she stepped up to Gamora.
Yes,
was like,
you better
nigga,
not.
this is not going down.
Yep.
I said, we don't care how you feel. We've been trying to explain to you, and I've been staying quiet, but you wilding now.
Yep.
I like that. That was nice. The High Evolutionary. Let's talk about him. I feel like we didn't really speak about him in the spoiler-free because we couldn't. Yo, he's
different.
I don't like using the word as much no more, the phrase top 5, but I feel like he gave me top 5 vibes. Like, I really felt like he was so sinister and so evil. And first of all, he struck everybody in the world's hearts when he decided to make a villain that experiments and tortures animals.
Yeah.
Like, most people are animal lovers, right? That was and the way he's a great actor. I didn't really never liked him before neither, but seeing him in this, I was like, yo, he went crazy. He was so believable.
That when they did the showing and then he came out in his costume, I wasn't feeling him. I was like, what is this? You doing too much? Like, it's cool. He was trying to go into playing and come in as his role and everything, but it just felt like a little bit too much. But seeing him in the movie playing a role was completely different. It made so much sense. Like you said, sinister, scary. Like, not scary in a sense, but like, well, his face alone is scary.
He was scary because you knew he was serious of anything he said. So you was like, he was scary to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I thought, oh man, I wish I could have jumped through the screen and helped Rocket when Rocket tore his face off. And I also wish I could have jumped through the screen and helped them when they jumped him at the end.
Facts.
Literally my favorite scene of the movie. To me, that was just so much of like, yes!
Yes! That's how it feels!
Because we see people fighting all the time, right, in these movies, right? And then we see whoever's the main protagonist, they always have a moment where they with the villain alone. And you're like, damn, only if, you wouldn't act like this if Gang was here.
Fact.
If Big A's was here, you wouldn't act like that, bro. It's get me tight. And we never get to see that when they be like, have it at that moment. And Rocky was ready to square up. He squared up with him a little bit, and then they just came out right then and there, boom, and it was just like, dang, 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 dang. That's an ass whipping. That's how you jump somebody. That's how you beat somebody up. If you outnumbering them, they went crazy. And anything you wanted to talk about that you didn't think was like spoiler wise?
Spoiler wise. Well, I want to just bring up the fact how I mentioned about how Gamora, like, I liked how they kept her role as far as, like, not falling back into the... I don't know if you noticed, like, she genuinely looked really happy when she met her back with the Ravagers.
Yeah,
like,
she did.
She looked happy, not how she did when she was with the Guardians. They
Right
just
then
felt
and there,
like
it made me realize it, too. I was like,
exactly.
Oh, wow. I'm like...
In that
there's no
timeline...
changing her for right now.
Exactly.
It's over. That's who she is.
And in that timeline, like, if she didn't go with the Guardians, like, let's just say, like, for the first, it looked like she would have fit in with them immediately. Like, that's where she would have been, you know.
Lila. Sorry, my dogs.
Like, that's so, like I said, I genuinely like the way how they kept her, like, not falling back into it and just
I think that's
living her life,
I think that's what made me accept her character. Remember I was saying I wasn't really, like, I was up and down with it. But at the end, seeing how happy she was with the Ravagers, it made it all make sense to me. And I was like, oh, all right, I like it. I like her for it.
And also, I just want to mention another favorite part of mine, of course, why wouldn't it be, was the moment when he acknowledged who he was as an animal, like a raccoon.
Rocket.
Yeah, when he seen the cage full of raccoons. And he just admired and he fell into gaze like, this is me. Like this,
and I,
you know, like I am. And he looked at the name and you see it blatant and where they're coming from. And it just, I felt like he felt a sense of security. Like it was like, I'm gonna do what nobody did for me. Like, you know.
He definitely got that answer he never knew. He was searching for. That's it. What am I? Where do I come from?
Exactly.
And stop calling me all these other names of other shit from your planet.
Facts.
To find out, wow, I am a raccoon. They've been calling. That was the one they've been calling me the most. It makes sense. I'm from Earth. First of all, let's talk about that. Rocket's from Earth.
Facts.
I didn't see that coming. I thought he came from a planet that was just raccoon type species, like. But that was really, really, really cool. The ending. One of my friends, shout out to Bam. He said he didn't appreciate Star-Lord dying. I mean, not dying. He said he felt like he should have died.
What?
He said the movie would have been a 12 out of 10 if he died. Since he didn't die, 9.8. I know what he's saying. I get it. And true, when his face imploded in space, I was like, yo, I didn't see it coming either. So I was like, yo, he died to me. But I didn't mind him not dying. So it didn't do anything. It didn't change nothing for the movie for me. I don't think I would have said, oh, it's better or it's worse.
I liked his ending too, though. Mm-hmm. Like, to see him, like, that is a big deal. You've been on living not from where you're from and living your life in space, and you've never... Remember he took, like, 8 years old, right? It was 7 or 8. It was 7 or 8, right? And he's never experienced Earth. He's never, like, experienced emotional connection with his actual family, like, you know? Blood. So I thought that was really nice to see him, you know, go that way.
Yeah, that is true. I see what you mean. Post-credit scenes. Before we wrap this up, time flies so quickly, having fun. Post-credit scenes. The first one was Star-Lord with... No, the first one was actually the New Guardians.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? And the people that was involved?
I actually liked it, and I was very curious to see the new girl, one of the children that they picked up. I liked them all together, seeing them together, because they all, I feel like, equally plus each other. I forgot the word I'm looking for, but they all make
each
it.
Other?
Huh?
Like
yeah, exactly. They complement each other, and I'm really excited to see the young girl. I mentioned mutant. I think I said that in the movie theater.
You feel
right?
like she's a mutant?
Yeah, because it's. What was the New Earth? It's New Earth, right? That's what it's called? I'm trying to...
Wait, was that?
Yeah.
Did it say that? It said Earth? New Earth?
Yeah, it says something Earth. It's still an Earth, but it's like...
Yo, that's crazy. I didn't even peep what was the dialogue.
Nah.
I was so caught up on the characters.
No, yeah, I remember them saying something Earth. Like, it's basically a replica of Earth. Like, you know, that's why when it was like, this looks like Earth.
But that wasn't in the post-credit scenes. That wasn't the post-credit scene.
No, but I'm saying, like... For her being, you made me lose track of where was that?
Oh, you feel like they got her from?
It says the Earth, and they're starting to bring. It's
but they
still
didn't say,
Earth.
But they didn't say where they got her from, right? Oh, let's have that.
Yeah, that planet. He made her.
Oh, the girl that they put in the Guardians. Oh, okay.
Those are like the new. No, not even.
Yeah, they're the new Guardians.
Right, but remember they saved all them kids.
That's
the
what it
animals.
was. I didn't even peep that she came from the other kids.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That New Earth. Let me just call it New Earth because I can't remember the exact name. I think that is the name.
The alternate Earth.
Alternate Earth.
I believe.
So it's like basically an exact replica of Earth.
Was it alternate Earth? I don't believe so. I think it's.
Long story short, it's Earth, right? And they're trying to bring out mutants, and I feel like she. First of all, when they rescued them, like, cause you see how it's you could see she grown. They was like she looked younger than the post credit scene. So obviously time went by or whatever, and so I feel like she's a mutant. I think that's
a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at it like that.
And of course, Adam Warlock, him being who he is, and I'm pretty sure that since time passed, he's learned way much more, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. And to see Groot even more.
Yeah, I forgot which Groot that's called.
Who?
That's called, like Forest Groot or King Groot or something Groot.
He gives me...
Put it in the comments if y'all know.
He gives me fat boy eating a whole cake. That's what Groot looks like to me in that scene. Like, he looks like a fat kid who's just been eating so much cake. And, what's his name? Oh, how did I forget his name?
Kraglin.
There you go. Sorry. Yeah. And I like to see the confidence in him grow, too. That was something that was really dope. He was like, I can handle this guy. Jack can sit down.
That's a good impression.
So I love that. Was like another one of my favorite moments to see him, because I liked how they involved him more in this one too. So it was like, I liked that a lot. So
let's talk about how Groot could fly, right?
Hi.
The wings. You said it was the Fortnite wings, right?
Yes, and I ain't gonna hold you. It made me immediately when going into the movie. I don't know. It just because Fortnite gets it all, and seeing that, it just made me feel like we gotta get Groot flying eventually, right? Groot gotta fly. If Groot got wings in Fortnite, he definitely gotta fly.
Yeah, that was mad cool.
And it was cool to see the wings. Like, it literally looked like the ones in Fortnite. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
All right, second post-credit scene now.
Yes.
Star-Lord back on Earth with his grandfather, reading the newspaper and just talking, right? Just chopping it up like you do when you wake up in the morning or whatever. So that was cool. It wasn't nothing much. It was just like,
He
all
was
right,
like a
that's
big
cool.
ass little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
More or less, like he
he's
was
catching
going,
up.
exactly.
Even the way his granddad was talking to him, it's like, you know, like,
He was like 7 years old
Yeah.
again, more or less.
that was cool. It was just cool to see him on Earth. To me, what I took from that is he's going to be a part of the new Avengers. That's how I took it. He's on Earth.
Yes.
They building a new team, a new Avengers. They're going to need it, and they're going to need some veterans on. It's like
Yep.
an NBA team. You need some vets in the locker room. So
I agree.
I can't wait to see, and then they say that right. They show that right
Specifically,
after.
his name, Star-Lord.
The legendary Star-Lord will return. So that was mad dope. So much stuff I feel like we're forgetting, but it was such a great movie, and we didn't even watch it again since then. Usually we would catch it in the crib on bootleg afterwards.
Yeah.
We haven't watched it since then, but
I also like that they threw in on the newspaper about the alien invasion. How
Yeah.
they took,
and I thought it was
for Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion until
yeah.
you zoomed in on it and we got home and you was like, oh, we recorded the post credit scenes always, and she was like, oh no, it says Kevin Bacon.
Kevin
Right?
Bacon.
Yeah, you was talking about him, how he got abducted, and if you
You
see
look like Mantis for a second.
who me,
Yeah, when you said that.
Kevin Bacon, and then you know how if you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special that came out 2022 Christmas, they kidnapped Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
So I thought that was dope. That they, just little Easter eggs. I do think the movie's a 10. I ain't gonna lie, I think the movie's a 10. I left
concur.
that movie feeling such filled with of the void. The void
Satisfaction,
was filled.
yeah.
Yes, it was satisfaction. Thank you. It was just like, oh yes, this is good. I don't know where to rank it yet in the MCU. Still too fresh for me. Usually, but I'm trying to like slow down. Usually I do it quick, but I'm trying to slow down on that. But if I had to just like estimate it, it's a top 10 MCU movie.
Wherever I had Shang-Chi,
It moved in front of that
yeah,
and moved everything back.
yeah.
That's good.
Wherever
So
I
did
had
you have Shang-Chi 10?
Huh?
Right now, estimate at the top of your head, do you have Shang-Chi 10?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm gonna say between 7 and 10, but he's somewhere there.
Remember,
So
4 of those plus Civil War, I always feel like it's top 5 at least. And not even if you don't put them top 5, I feel like they're in the top 10. And then you got like 5 of the slots.
this is definitely Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is definitely top in my top 10.
I know you like Multiverse of Madness a lot. Do you think it was better than Multiverse of Madness? No? Not
Not
do
at
that
all.
for you?
Relax.
Not at all?
No, not better than no.
It didn't not for you. No, it didn't do
And
that
not
at
for
all.
me. Yeah, no. It's how I feel about it right now, the movie, I would say it's in my top 5s.
Okay.
But definitely not better than Multiverse of Madness
that's
for
good.
me,
No, yeah.
personally.
I know you
in my
like it a lot. I know you
opinion.
like it a lot.
Yeah. Come
I
on,
don't-
you know how I feel about Wanda.
Off of recent post Endgame movies, I still like No Way Home the most, but I think I'm not gonna lie, I really like Multiverse of Madness. I feel like Multiverse of Madness is just, I know people bash it because the title had multiverse in it and it wasn't so much multiverse in it, but I don't know. If you take that away from it, as far as like the expectations of multiversal stuff, I thought it was a top tier MCU movie. I ain't gonna lie.
I concur.
I think right when Wanda killed the
Right, it's
Illuminati,
my favorite.
not to get talk about that movie only, but right when Wanda killed the Illuminati, that did it for me, and I was like, yo, this is, and then it just kept at it. But to close off Guardians, you said it was a 10 also, right? Mm-hmm. 10 here. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's great. If you lost any faith in the MCU, this will probably restore it.
Yes.
I know this definitely added some miles to me for it. Not saying, of course, I would never fall out of love with this stuff, but I guess superhero fatigue is a real thing when they're not top tier, right? So it made me feel like, nah, yeah. And then I got really high hopes for the Flash movie. I know that's not the MCU, but superhero movies in general. All right. Let us know what y'all thought of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 spoiler review from the Assemble Time family, the Assemblers. Smash that like button like Hulk. Please drop a comment. I want to know what you thought of the movie if you've seen it. If you haven't, I feel sorry that you watched this because this was a spoiler. But you knew that.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, so just please subscribe. We are the Assemblers. I am Sluggy.
Tiny.
Until next time, assembly time.
It's about that time. Assemble and talk. No cap. It's a civil war. You thinking you worthy. You feeling like door. Smash that like button like Hulk, yeah.